I'm going to try my hard not to glaze. I'm going to try my hard not to glaze this, man. But oh, you're hooping. He's hooping. Oh my god, yeah, bro. Emu, like, I don't think y'all understand what like how devious this smile is, bro. Emu just, for what it look like, Emu just missed his ops. All right, what it do, crew? It is I, your local cloud nigga Nimbus, back at it again with another One Piece video for you today. Now, before we get into the peak, let's hear a word from our sponsors. I would like to thank the sponsor of this video, me. From my channel telling me 80% of y'all watch my videos and are subscribed, and it would mean the world to me if you guys hit that like, comment, and finally drop that sub. If this isn't your first time seeing me, you probably fuck with me, and I fuck with you too. But with all that being said, let me get you back to the video. Alright, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. But with all that being said, let's get into peak! Obviously, we'll be reviewing chapter 1181, God and Devil. Now, quite frankly, I'm not gonna lie, Oda could have just named this chapter Loki versus Emu, which is essentially what the chapter was. But you know what? I fuck with the title regardless. Carrot singing along as she strolls over sleeping sharks. You know, cool, cute little cover story, bro. I'm not gonna lie, even though like I would like Yamato on the Straw Hats more than Carrot, there was a good bit of time where all of us, yes, and I do mean all of us, thought Carrot was joining the Straw Hats. I can't be the only one who genuinely, in my heart of hearts, believes she was joining the Straw Hats. But then once I knew Yamato wasn't joining, I'm like, Carrot is for sure not joining. Okay, this, ooh, okay, this, okay. I can feel the aura from this chapter. This chapter is going to be a heater, I can tell. Obviously, there are a couple things. The first thing I wanted to point out, that I took notes of, Harold died when he was 144 years old, right? And if you were to divide that by 3, he'd be 48 when he died. So yeah, he did die relatively young. So Loki does have a point. Loki and Emu go back and forth talking shit. There's something else I wanted to talk about. I didn't bring it up in like any of the previous chapters. I feel like it's important that I bring it up now. Every now and again, Emu will go from talking in first person, referring to himself, to talking in third person, to referring to someone called Mu, right? And that's kind of led people to speculate, leading down that like Mu might be the devil that Emu or whoever in the Neurona family made a deal with to get the power that they have right now. The one suffering most from that inconvenience was Mu. I just can't get over his design, bro. I really can't get over it. Also, I didn't mention this when I was talking about his design last chapter. I forgot to mention, like, you know, the horns on his tail. Yeah, we have seen those skulls before. Most of the snakes on Amazon Lily have them, which, you know, is interesting because I'm pretty sure, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure Amazon Lily has been around for like 600 years. I don't want to say it was 800 years. I don't think it was like, it's been around since the Void Century, but it's been around for like a long time. Like, Amazon Lily is a pretty old island, which is still a possibility, but based off of the official translation, it's looking less likely. You'll see what I mean later. So Loki charges up attack, brand new attack, Ragnar and Izuchi. Now, for a move review, if I had to do a move review, this is I said I give this a cool 7. A cool 7. It's just an electrified hammer strike. I am willing to boost it to a 7.5 because of Ragnar's dumbass face on the hammer. Because that shit is hilarious. I'm not gonna hold you. Ragnar Izuchi! Oh shit, they're not touching! They're not touching! Okay. Yeah, Emu obviously raises up his omen to block it. And instantly, they don't touch. So maybe some Conquer Saki there. But if there is some Conquer Saki, there's one thing that is important. They didn't split the sky. There was no sky split. I don't know if that says more about Emu or that says more about Loki, the fact that the sky was split, right? Obviously, Conquer Shock and shit radiates everywhere. Oh, this is something I didn't notice in my chapter, because I was kind of just like, you know, basking in the aura of Loki versus Emu. But Sanji's still knocked out from the kick he took last chapter. If Sanji's still out, that means Harudin is still probably out cold. And I actually went back and looked at last chapter, and Zoro didn't get hit with the explosion. He kind of got hit with like the shockwave of the afterblast, right? So he's more than likely fine. He's probably helping Chopper take care of all like the injured people out in West Village, right? Yeah, here's what I was talking about earlier, right? So in the early translations, when Emu's gigantifying himself, which by the way, I completely missed that in my chapter review. Because I always knew Emu was big, but seeing him like, you know, match Loki in size, like it didn't really click to me that like, you know, he got bigger, right? But when he's becoming giant, right, he says Omen is my military might. Versus the early translations, he said Omen is Mu's military might. Omen is simply Mu's military might. Oh, bro, this nigga. Oh, okay. I'm going to try my hard not to glaze. I'm going to try my hard not to glaze this, man. But oh fuck. You know, once again, like, you know, the distinction between Emu and Mu. But in this situation, he's specifically referring to himself in the first person, as in my military might. Which honestly, this conversation between Loki and Emu is really, really interesting because it can unlock a whole lot of things. And I sort of like, honestly, anything Emu does, we just kind of have to compare it back to the mural. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like anything he says or does, we have to go back to that mural, and like it just, and like we end up learning so much more new shit. Up another difference between the early translation and the official one. In the early, it was just called Nemesis, but here it's Blade of Judgment Nemesis. So they crash. Then Emu flips over his head. He points his weapon at him. Then Nemesis. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, you're getting into your bag. Oh, you're hooping. He's hooping. Oh my god. Oh nah, cause I don't think I understand that secret. Like, this nigga is hooping, bro. Hold on, wait. Nah, he is hooping. Oh my god. Oh, that's tough. Wait, hold on. Is that with the bladed part or is that with the? Oh, okay. I see it. Last chapter, I had questioned why Emu had always pointed his staff, like, you know, with the blade part pointing down, with like the smoky part like pointed up. He controls, like, he's able to freely form that, like, that smoky part into anything he wants. He formed it into a devil. Now he's forming it into a sword. Oh, this nigga is hooping, bro. And I was quick to point out that this kind of looks like, you know, Mihawk just diving down. In Marineford? Yeah, Marineford. And wait, hold on. Why he low-key look like Mihawk there? That's a pretty big cross guard. It kind of reminds me of Yoru. Right? So yep, Loki gets stabbed through the chest, and this is where we get the conversation. It is the nature of men to crave strength. However, when power so lusted after is too easily gained, corruption, choose servitude out of self-interest, covenants, the envy that seeks to achieve one's goal, the power of omen. These form the trinity, what we call domination. Once again, another difference between the early translation and the official one. I'm pretty sure it was called Dominion, but domination makes more sense because of Dami Reversi. If the Dami and Dami Reversi was Dominion and not domination, that wouldn't make any fucking sense. Like, I'm assuming like each thing he says here like coincides with each of the words. Obviously, like what I mean by that, right? Is like, obviously we have the corruption in Dami Reversi, the covenants and the covenant seals, and I'm assuming the omen, this envy that he speaks of, are these little demons, right? And you could even think about it in the sense of like, if this omen is like people's envy, it would make sense as to why like people will become more nasty and more like, you know, well, obviously more nasty because like Satan's taking over your body, but like envy is such a nasty emotion. So like, I feel like it feeds more into that. I feel like we're gonna learn, like, especially when we get to the, like, when certain characters get Dami Reversi, if certain characters get Dami Reversi, I feel like we're gonna get like an inner monologue. I'd say if like any of the Straw Hats were to get Dami Reversi, Oda would have to, like, you know, get us, like, let us like peer into the mind a little bit, see like if this power is like feeding off of their envy of other people. I don't know. That's just my crack theory I have right now. Also, this is kind of like a Loki upscale. Yeah, this is the Loki upscale because those two explosions that knocked out Sanji, knocked out Harudin, Loki was just able to stand his ground and send another blast right back at him. Because Emu asked him, "Hey, I can give you the same power I gave your pops," and Loki's like, "Bitch, fuck you." Well, he tried to say "bitch, fuck you," because if you look at Emu when we see him again, I'm assuming he dodged because he didn't really take any damage. Like, there is any scuff marks on his body, so I'm assuming he dodged the attack, right? And then Loki's just over here saying like, "Yo, like that's some bullshit. It just sounds like a deal with the devil, right?" And this, I'm not gonna lie, Oda, I gotta give you your props. This was a bar. God, devil, what's the difference? Like, that's a bar. I'm not gonna hold you. Is there a difference between a god and a devil? Bro, Emu was just spitting, bro. This nigga he can't miss. Literally everything he says is a bar, bro. Oh my god. Oh, also, that's another thing I'm not realizing. I guess that makes, like, ancient giant durability better than the German durability, because at this point Sanji does have his exoskeleton on, and he even got knocked out from that shit. And this is another interesting piece of dialogue right here, where Imu begins to think back to Joy Boy, where he says domination is the only true bliss in the world. Isn't that right? And then obviously we look to Joy Boy. Now, I didn't really get this from the chapter. I mean, I guess because of like the way the lines look over like Joy Boy's face and I guess Emu's silhouette, that they could be laughing together. And if they are laughing together, that just makes what I'm about to say next even 10 times more funny. Because obviously he shouts out calling out Joy Boy, aka Luffy. And oh, sorry, before we move on, I'm hearing people aren't liking the fact that like Emu's like face got long here when he screamed. And to any people who doesn't like Emu, who didn't like this, how the fuck have you made it this far in One Piece, bro? I don't get me wrong, I'm very happy that Oda didn't make Emu like super goofy, but at some point Emu was gonna have a goofy moment or two. Like this is One Piece, know the show you're reading, nigga. Like, let's be serious. Obviously Luffy just like, holy shit, I gotta get out there quick. That nigga not playing, right? And this is where Loki gets a hit in, sneaks Emu, because Emu's not really paying attention to him fully, right? You still lost in thought? That tells me one thing. You're underestimating me. Big ass strike from Loki. Don't really take him all that serious. So now Loki sends that nigga flying all the way to the Atom Tree, which, god damn, that's gotta be like it's so crazy to me that like any like large scale like blast attack trying to get blown away in Elbaf is just like that distance is crazy, because Elbaf itself is just huge, right? He eats the attack, some blood trailing down his face, he splits up some blood. This is the first bit of damage we've ever seen him take. Like, this is the most hurt we've seen him, period, right? These little scuffs. Then Loki decides to combo it up with a Thorheim, and at first in my initial read through I thought he just tanked it like a real nigga, but upon further inspection he did raise up a shield made out of Omen, and he just smiles, bruh. And I just honestly I fuck with that a lot. I do that made me fuck with Emu a little bit more, because like not only lets us a little bit more in on his character, but also I just find it so funny that because of this scene Emu misses his ops. Like Emu just missed banging out with these niggas. That's just what I took from it. All right, Emu takes it. He's bleeding a little bit from the head. He looks up. Oh, hold on. He looks kind of pressed. Emu kind of looks pressed. Hold on there. Thorheim! Oh, he's smiling. Oh, this nigga, he's smiling. Nah, bro, wait a minute. That nigga got hit point blank with a fucking beam, with a beam of electricity, and he started smiling. He was just like, damn, he really used you, nigga. I miss fading with you, bro. Oh god, bro, hold on. This nigga, bro, Emu, like, I don't think y'all understand what, like, how devious this smile is, bro. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Emu just, from what it looked like, Emu just missed his ops. Like, ever since Joy Boy and ever since the original Nika and Nidhogg died, bro, it hasn't been the same. Nobody's been able to challenge him. Like, we had Rox, we had Roger, and like, Whitebeard, but like, they're not his OG. Them not his OG ops. Them not his ops for real. That's maybe like, like the Gorosei's ops. Like maybe they got problems with them. But Emu don't give a fuck. Oh, okay. I was wrong about my theory for this chapter, because last time I said that we're gonna get obviously Loki versus Emu, but I also did think we were gonna cut back to Chopper to see like how he's treating some of the injured folk. I still think we're gonna get that next chapter, because like Oda is gonna have to get back to that later. They could just be regular cuts, but like I still feel like Emu like has like hit that the bladed part of his Naginata is kind of like, I feel like there's more to it, right? I feel like those injuries Emu did to the Giants kind of like there's going to be like, I don't know why, but like this necrotic effect. I don't know. Maybe that's just my headcanon. Maybe I'm just making shit up. I don't know. But man, Emu really just missed beefing with his favorite ops, bro. Oh man, that's just hilarious. There's not really a whole lot to comment on that I already haven't, because this is mainly just Emu versus Loki. Yeah, but honestly, it's still crazy to me that they didn't split the sky, and they clashed twice. Both times it did not split the sky. Like, and honestly, now that I'm really deep in it, right? If he's smiling like that, it kind of lends more the previous scene where like him and Joy Boy were laughing. Like this, like we might have gotten Emu, Nidhogg, and Joy Boy. This might, for all we know, this could be like a friendly fade that got that turned serious. You know, maybe you guys can call me crazy, but I don't think that, at least with Emu's like, you know, nemesis attack, I don't think that's gonna be like a maybe listen, I'm okay with being wrong about this one, but I don't think that's gonna be like have any sort of connection to Mihawk. Like I think that's just, I don't know, but I can't even say that because it looks so similar. But at the same time, Emu's blade also looks like the sword that's plunged into Elbaf. Like we see it twice. Once when Loki's calling on the lightning, then the second time when they clash again. Oh, we see the third time actually. From like another POV after, like, you know, the explosion and shit like that. Do we see it a fourth? No, we do not see it a fourth time. Actually, maybe I'm thinking about this envy thing some more. Maybe was Emu jealous of Joy Boy? Was he envious of Joy Boy? And that's maybe how Mu got the omen on him in the first place. Because like it's the envy that seeks the thing that has me most conflicted is, and the envy that seeks to achieve one's goal, the power of omen. I'm gonna have to think about that some more offline. If you have any idea of what the power of omen could be based off this envy reading that we got going on, please let me know down in the comments below. I'd like to thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. If you made it to the end of the video, you probably fuck with me. And listen, I fuck with you too. So I'm gonna catch you later.